Haisha here at the Soulblazing Sanctuary, and today I have with me Fred Cueller, and here's a little bit about who he is. Fred is the founder and president of Diamond Cutters International. He's one of the world's top diamond experts with over 25 years experience in the diamond and jewelry business. Fred's clients include the Saudi royal family and hundreds of professional athletes and celebrities. Fred has written 4 books, including the #1 best-selling book on diamonds in the country, How to Buy a Diamond. Hi, Fred. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's so good to have you here. I'm really excited. Yeah, your job seems very mysterious and interesting, and it seems like you talk to people all over the world.
Oh, it's lots of fun.
Yes. How long have you been in the business?
Since I was 18 years old. I'm 48 now, so for 30 years now.
Oh, fantastic. So I want to know about your legacy. What is the greatest single piece of advice you've ever received?
Well, the greatest advice that I got actually came from a book that I read when I was a kid. I was about 8 years old, and I wanted to figure out how the world worked. So I went to a bookstore, and I saw a book titled How to Get People to Do Things. And I thought, well, this is great. A book that'll teach me how to get other people to do what I want. This will be fantastic. I'll rule the world. And so I bought the book. It was by Robert Conklin. And I opened up the book, and right on page 1, he kind of told the secrets of the universe. And his secret to the universe was, to the degree you satisfy other people's needs, your needs will be satisfied. And I went, well, geez, I think I want my money back. That doesn't sound so spectacular. He says, but wait a second. He says, most people have it backwards. Most people go through entire life and say, if you give me what I want, then I'll give you what you want. He said, it doesn't work that way. If you come home and you say to your wife, where's dinner? And she's like, well, I thought I asked you to take the garbage out. Well, maybe I'll take the garbage out if you cook me dinner. It doesn't work that way. He says, no, go home, take the garbage out. Satisfy their needs. Help them be successful. Help them feel whole and safe. And then it'll be rewarded back to you.
Okay,
So,
I love that.
Yeah, hands down, that's probably the best advice I've ever gotten.
So give. Without expecting a return, and you will get in return.
Yeah, I don't want it to sound like Mother Teresa, though, because what I have found is there are give-givers, give-takers, take-givers,
Yes,
and take takers.
Yes.
And there are some people that give, and then when you try to love them back, they won't let you. Nobody can love you without your permission. So you see these people that are kind and nice and loving, and then you try to give them something back, and they go, no, it's okay, I'm all right, and you'll die. It has to go full circle. So, yeah, give first, love first, but then allow the other people to love you back.
Yes, I agree. 100%. So what is the greatest setback you've had on your journey?
When I died.
What?
When I died.
When you die. No, what is the greatest setback you've had so far on your journey?
When I died when I was 3 years old. I was pronounced dead at 3 years old from spinal meningitis.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. I thought you said when you die. Yeah, so you died.
No, when I died. When I actually died. That was kind of a big setback. When I physically wasn't here anymore, I had spinal meningitis when I was 3. The doctor went into my mom and my dad and told them that he was sorry, but that their son had passed away. And my mom freaked out. She grabbed the doctor and slammed him up against the wall and said, you get back in there and you bring me back my son. Well, they'd been working on me for 40 minutes, and so he knew that oxygen was deprived of my brain, and that even if he did get my little heart starting again, I'd be just a vegetable. But he was scared of my mother, and so he went back in there, and they kind of paddled my chest again, and my heart started again. I was in a coma for a few months, and my mom says, or my dad tells about my mom, that my mom never left my side. She held my hand the entire time while I was in the coma, and she just knew that if she didn't let go of me, that I would be okay. And about 2 or 3 months later, I woke up, I looked over at her, and the first words out of my mouth were spinach because Popeye was my hero, and I knew I was weak and I needed some strength and stuff. Now I was blind; I couldn't see, and the doctor said I would probably be blind and handicapped and not be able to walk and all these different things because of the oxygen problems. But little by little, with the love of a wonderful family, I started getting my eyesight back. I started being able to walk, and as I started getting my strength back, my mom said, "You weren't supposed to be here. Never forget that. You got to come back because you're here to make a difference in other people's lives. Never, never forget that."
Oh, that's a beautiful story. And so you've really implemented that in your life.
Yeah, I did, and then I forgot the story. I I've always had an ability to make money. It seems like after that, I had the Midas touch. I was wealthy at a very young age. And money just seemed to compound on money, and by the time I was 35, I don't think my head could fit in a room. It was so big. My ego was so large. I had totally forgot everything that my mom had told me. I just thought I knew everything and that nobody could tell me anything. And that's when I got the second tap on my shoulder and had a stroke, a right hemisphere stroke, paralyzing the left side of my body and erasing 20 years of memory. And then it was when I came out of that and 6 months of rehabilitation and got used to my left hand back, that's when I said, "Okay, God, I get it. I was a little off path here. It's not about money. It's about love. I get it." And ever since then, that was 13 years ago.
So that
Things
was
have
a
gone.
huge setback as an adult.
Learning how to walk, learning how to talk, learning to remember who people were. It was very tough. And then later, even dealing with cancer was tough.
Then you got cancer?
Yeah, and unfortunately, it was like a baby cancer. It was just like a little skin cancer that was on my face and stuff like that. And it was nothing crazy or dramatic. But I don't know if anybody in the audience who's ever heard a doctor say cancer, you stop listening after the word cancer. There needs to be like other words for cancer, like cancer light or,
Yes.
or baby cancer. But you just hear cancer, you get petrified and fearful, even if you don't have one of the more dramatic or life-threatening cancers. And that was kind of tough too, because every single time I got reminded of my mortality, it changed me, I think.
Okay, those are certainly strong setbacks that you've had. What about how it affected your career?
Well, certainly the stroke was the most dramatic. Prior to the stroke, certainly financially, the companies that I'd helped start and had created, the consulting business that I've done, were doing very well. But after I came back from the stroke, I was like, the focus cannot be money anymore. The focus has to be relationships. The focus has to be people. Back to what I remembered as an 8-year-old. To the degree that you love others, you will be loved.
Yes.
So literally that became my focus. No matter where I went, if I saw somebody in an elevator, met somebody standing in line, it didn't make a difference. I knew there was a serendipity to life. And every time I saw somebody, my job was to give them a gift. Maybe it was a smile or a hug or listening ear, but that's my job. And so literally, if I had a mission statement, it would be live to benefit others.
I love that. So that would go into our next question. It's a perfect lead-in of what does it take to be top of your field or the top 1%. And I think what you just said, it has a strong, possibility for people to think about. It's not about money.
Yeah, what I've noticed is that when you're young, you think you got all the time in the world. And when you're old, maybe you've got money, but you got less time.
Yes.
So the young are willing to sacrifice their time for money, and the old are willing to sacrifice their money for time, and not showing an equal benefit to either one. I know the question that you were asking about when you sent me the email was, what does it take to be in the top 1% in your field? Well, to have that kind of growth, it isn't just about time and it isn't just about money. Look, every one of us knows how to grow anything. You make an investment in something, and once you invest, it increases productivity. And once productivity grows, then growth happens, and then you reinvest. I mean, so that's a basic economic formula. But I think the mistake people make is they're willing to give their time to something, but not their money.
Yes.
Willing to give their money to something, but not their time. And I remind people all the time, never do for money what you would never do for love.
Oh, brilliant. Beautifully said. That's incredible. Not one person has said that, and I've interviewed over 20 people already. That is brilliant. I love it. I love it. I love it. So with that said, what do you want your legacy to be?
I have nieces and nephews that will come over to my house and spend the night. And sometimes I'll be away on a consulting job or on a motivational speech. And when I come home, the kids have come and gone. If my nephews have come over, I'll look into the guest bedroom and I know they've been there because the mattress is off the bed, the pictures are tilted, they've created these sophisticated tents. But the room is definitely in worse shape than it was before they got it. So the nephews have been there. When my nieces have come by, when I check the room, I'll notice that the room is actually better. There's a little vase with a rose in it. There's a scent in the air. The bed is better made than ever before. And I think, wow, they get it. We're supposed to leave this place a little better than when we found it. And that's it.
Beautiful, simple, direct, to the point. I love it. Thank you so much for your time today. This has been wonderful. Great getting to know you too.
Back at you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye.